Now then YouTube, I'm the Toffman and welcome back to some more Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. We are on episode 45 or 46 or something along the lines of that right now, and I've got a few things to tell you guys. By all means guys, everybody keep making your suggestions, keep putting them in the comments, because you do kind of jog things in my memory. They do get in there, they stick in there, but then just get lost in the way. Just a little bit, and then you guys jog my memory. So, if you could, that would be absolutely legend. Look at this. Look at this. We've actually done all the way up to this part now with this trodden dirt, which is absolutely fantastic. And we've gone all the way over to this with my trodden dirt as well, the jaded amaranthus there. A couple of things have changed actually. I've updated Botania, and I've redone these little holes here. However, for those of you guys who have hydrangea setups like this, you will notice that eventually you will have no water anymore. And that is because he's made them faster. He's actually made them so that the hydrangeas pick up water source blocks faster. It dries up. If you've got a 2x2 pool, it will eventually dry up that pool, and then you won't end up with any water left. Hence why there's no water left in any of these four. These two are stubbornly keeping hold of their water as much and as long as they possibly can, and they're just carrying on for the moment. But it looks as if I'm going to have to revert back to using a 3x3 pool for these particular issues. So just to keep you guys informed on that one. A lot of people have been saying to me, Toffman, if you put a load of taint on the top of that one, it'll end up with a tainted biome around it, and then eventually it will spread down here. I'm not going to get too close to there because mobs. Oh, hang on a minute. I've been on my world again. Somebody said something about that in the comments as well, saying that there's a setting in NEI that makes you remember what type of setting it should be per world or something like that. I couldn't find it, but I'm sure you guys will let me know if there is such a setting. Alright, I said to you guys last episode when I was making my bits and bobs that I was going to make an area. Now look at this. I've made a little bit of an area, guys. It ain't great. I've got to be honest. It isn't great. It isn't spectacular. It's not going to be winning any awards for aestheticness. Aestheticism? Aesthetic... it's not going to be it's not going to be getting any awards for looking good, basically. The thing is, I've got a problem now. I've got a real issue. I've been making some void jars, guys, which basically, if we have a look at this is wrong, by the way. It's a vertical recipe. Obsidian, warded jar, and blaze powder. Obsidian, warded jar, blaze powder. It's actually a vertical rather than a horizontal recipe. I've been making some of them because I want to be able to put a load of stuff in for order, but it also contains terra, and I want that terra to go into the jar and then just get destroyed once the jar is full. I don't need any more terra. 64 is absolutely plenty for me until a bit later on, when I probably do want some more. But for now, a void jar will be absolutely fantastic for that. These Thaumic pipes hold on to spare aspects. It will not put terra into there to get destroyed. It will just keep it in the Thaumic pipes along your thing. So I put this little jar on the top there just to catch the excess terra, but it's just not good enough. It's not good enough, guys. I want something where I can come along, I can get golems to do stuff, or I can get Botania stuffs to do it all for me. I don't want to have to touch this. I want to completely automate it, and I know that it will constantly be doing stuff. I don't want to come over here and babysit it all the time. That's the problem. This setup at the moment currently that I have will make me constantly babysit this area. It means one thing, guys. I'm going to have to take the Thaumic pipes out of this particular setup, and I'm going to have to do vanilla Thaumcraft pipes. Now, let me pop over to my creative world and show you what about 3 hours worth of messing around has come up with. Alright guys, I am in my creative world. As you can see, I've done, that was the taint thing. That is the taint I'm in creative, that's good. This is what I mean. This is entirely full of tin. Let's go over to here. You can see it is actually a tainted land biome, but it's a desert there. Now if I actually go underneath this, it is still a tainted land biome. So you guys are exactly right. However, nothing is actually spawning around here. Well, there is some mobs, but nothing is actually spawning to do with taint. And that's been there for a long, long time. So I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. It might just create, like, if it was on dirt, for example, it might just create that dark, eerie area that would be around, say, you know, the obsidian totems. That was my little thing in the past. Anyway, let me get to what I was doing in the first place, and that was showing you this. This is a setup that I've come up with, and it was... I was speaking to the guys on the Magicality, and I'm saying, how the hell do you do this? Because honestly, I hate this system. I really do. I don't like the system at all because I don't know how to work it, and that was the main thing. So I was speaking to the guys on Magicality, and I'm getting tips and stuff like that from them guys. And eventually, I've come up with a system like this. This will automatically fill the jars, and because these are void jars, it will void any excess that goes into it. Exactly what you want them to do in the first place. So if I was to come along here, there's some metallum there. We've got a full jar of terra there. So if I was to get some more terra, for example, I'm just going to go and grab some stone. I believe, oops, I can't actually grab some stone because I'm not in creative in this world. Now I am. There we go. Stone has, oh, I don't know what stone's got. Well, we'll soon find out. I'm sure it's got terra in it. There, you can just see it popping up in the buffer, and that's going into there. That is going into there, but because it's full, it's voiding it all. I'm going to need to make a lot of Essentia buffers, and I'm going to have to make some Arcane Bellows as well, just so that I can help move things along. I'm going to explain this in another video entirely separate to this on how to set up something like this to make it much more efficient when you're burning things and making it so that you don't have to babysit it every 2 seconds. Right, let me go back to my other world and start crafting some stuff up. Alright, I have cleared that area out now, and I'm left with this bare corner. So all of that work that I did to make that look at least a little bit decent, I've just gone and wasted all my time basically. And that was a long time. I was messing around with symmetry and all sorts, trying to get that thing to look good for you guys, but unfortunately it doesn't do the job, and it's not fit for purpose, so it's got to go, I'm afraid. Well, what we've got to do now is craft what items we need, and we need a load of buffers. We need a load of these Essentia buffers. I think a half a stack of these will do the job for us, at least for now. So we need glass files, which are really easy to craft. We need Essentia valves and Essentia tubes. We also need a brand new pipe we haven't used yet, and that is a restricted Essentia tube, which is basically an Essentia tube with some smithstone. Really not that hard to craft, but it's just time consuming. So I'm going to show you the recipe for this, clay and some glass. That'll get you 8 glass files. I'm going to go ahead and craft some of these. It's not going to be time consuming for you guys, it's going to be time consuming for me. So I will craft these stuff, and I'll be back when I can actually start making this work. Okay guys, it has been for the umpteenth time that I have run out of mana in my wand here. I think it's about time I started doing something about that. I'm just about to make some more Essentia tubes. I'm going to need a ton of those. It's going to take a long time, but I want the V's harnessing thing. I want this, the V's charge relay. That's the one. Now I've gone ahead and I've actually where is it? Where is it? It's up here. I have found the wand recharge pedestal. I've gone and researched that now, and I can now get the V's charging relay just by buying it, which is awesome. So I'm going to buy that, and what will this allow me to do? I can craft that, I can stick it onto my work table, and it will actually use the Centivis from here and use that to craft items. That is what I want. So we use a Vis relay, 2 great wood rods, and 2 iron ingots to be able to craft that. I should have a couple of iron ingots still kicking around. I'm very nearly running out of that. I'm very nearly running out of that. Let me get the other bits and bobs, and I'll be right back. Well, there we go guys, now we have our V's charge relay, and we've got literally no iron left now. That's it. So I'm going to slap that on the top there, and you can see it's actually connected to my V's relay network from over here. which is great. Oops. And this thing is now charging my wand by itself, which is great. That's exactly what I want to happen. I don't want my mana to be used. I would like this to be used instead. Especially since I don't craft a great deal, so it's nice just to have something that will go ahead and automatically fill up my wand for me. That is absolutely fantastic. So, I've got loads of Essentia tubes because I need to make some stuff. Now, I'm actually going to need some wood. Now, ooh, this is going to be extremely boring for you guys, so I'm going to cut this bit out. Okay, we are very nearly there, guys. I just need one more buffer. Believe me, it's taken a lot to craft them. I had to go out and do a little bit of mining just purely for some iron, which I put into here. Good, good. That should do me quite nicely. I need 10, so I've got 15. Don't worry, I'll eventually be doubling my ores properly this way. Oh, I got some iron in there. Why didn't I just use that? Anyways, I need some wood, which I've got upon my person. That's not a problem either. I think I may need 10 there, because I need 40. Okay, now that is nicely full, which is exactly what I want to see. The air shard right there, the leather right there, and the iron on the end. That'll get me 10 arcane bellows. I'm pretty sure I'll use them at the end, but I want to stick. Whoops. Can I do that way? Right. I want to stick you onto the bottom, into there. There we go, that works. Good stuff. And we'll put that back on there. That's basically pulling suction towards the Essentia buffer. All of whatever pops into these pipes will go into this buffer right here. Now, the way that this works, let me just have a quick gander to make sure I am doing this right. Yes, it is. The way that this works, I need my wand firstly. It's collecting some stuff, but I'll show you. If we shift and right click on the side, you will notice that that little blue band has appeared. Basically, that is adding suction onto there. We want a red band, which means it's taking the suction away, meaning there's less suction here, there's more suction here, and eventually what will happen is if an aspect comes into here, it will notice that this has more suction than that, it will pull through. And that wants to be the same pretty much everywhere. At least I think I'm explaining that right. Please let me know if I'm not. What the Essentia buffer will do is it will hold 8 types, this thing, 8 types of one piece of aspect, or 8 of one type of aspect, if you know what I mean. So we need, on the back of here, I'm actually just going to dig a way through here, another one of you, if I can get out of the way of you. Why did you not? It's because I've got shift held, isn't it? It's because I had shift held. No? You just don't want to... Maybe I have to have another buffer in front of that. Would it actually make sense? Oh, I've got it up there, look. I've already done this. I've already planned for this. Tough man, come on. Stop derping around the place. You've already planned for this, boy. So, oh, I need to dig through there anyway. Need to dig through there anyway and get up to the back of here. And slap a buffer on the back. A bellows on the back. That's what I was meant to say. And then, if I'm doing this right, I need to have that one there as a red one. And then carry it on along the side. Now this will make sure that everything... I need one more buffer just for the end of there. Just to make sure... Do I need that one as a... I don't think so. I don't think so. No, it should be fine. That... Yes, I believe that should be fine. Okay, so that is that bit done and dusted. I just need a little bit more in there, please. If you would, oh, I've got it. It must have taken it from my mana. Now I need to make one more buffer. Now I need a restriction tube, which is that. Those have been the most expensive part. I need a valve. I've not even got a valve left. I have not got a valve left, which is a lever. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Just need a cobblestone. I had some sticks in there. So, lever there. That, and that'll get us one of them. Brilliant. 4 glass files around the end there. And just 2 normal pipes. And that'll give us one more Essentia buffer, which will fill up our area with good stuff. And that will finish all of what I needed to do. I just need to go over to here and make sure that this is set up right. There we go. Now that is looking absolutely legendary. And you know, every jar that you put on, you just put another buffer on, and then when you get round to here, you just snake it over and go back over again. And it works. It works beautifully. It works fantastically. I think you can make it just slightly longer. It depends. I don't know how much kind of suction that these arcane bellows have, but this should work perfectly for what we want it to do. Now, plugging this in is going to be slightly different. And I'm not entirely sure on how or what I'm going to be doing with this just now. Let me pop that back into there. Let me think for a second. Okay, now this in theory should work. In theory. If I put everything on this bottom line that I'm ever going to need to be able to auto-craft an item through this, I should be absolutely fine. Let me put the mnemonic matrix in there. On that side and on that side, and everything's going to pop out of this hole right here, and I've got a hungry chest that's going to go and just sit right in front of that. So, I actually managed to find some more iron, just kicking out down there. I am going to put a piece of iron ore into there. I'm going to give this a click, and you can see I've got 1 of 5. I can put other bits and bobs in here as well and get different recipes, but for the moment, I'm just going to do iron ore. Now, it isn't fully connected, so it's not going to go and pull out of this yet, but if it were to be fully connected, let's have a look what would happen. I'm going to leave 1 spare and put the rest into there. Eventually this system will be automated with golems or Botania or something along the lines of something. It will get automated so that the iron, gold, all the bits and bobs, all the ores that get mined will get into here first, and then the resulting material, the clusters, will get taken off over to there, and of course dumped into that particular hopper so that it can double my output. Okay, let me connect all this up. Bang. It should start. Oh, look at this. Brilliant. It is working absolutely superbly. In fact, I think it's finished. It is indeed finished. It's kept 1 metallum and 1 ordo by the looks of things. Has it actually done that? No, it hasn't. But it will request it from this pipe right here. Now, I'm not particularly sure. I tried to connect it up with this. I'm sure that you can do it with buffers and so on and so forth, but this is much easier for me to be able to go ahead and do exactly what I want to do. So, that is now done, and we're pretty much set up here, guys. I've just got to do the logistics of everything. The golems, I've got to do either golems or Botania. Really, I don't know. But now that this side is set up, I can now, next episode, start on the other side of things, which is the arcane bore and the arcane bore base. That is going to get mined. People have been telling me, Toffman, why don't you use mirrors and stuff like that to do stuff? I'm going to look into different ways of doing it through my test world and figure it out from there. Don't worry, guys, I will do that. But this is looking a lot better. It's looking a lot neater, number one. It's given us a lot more space, and it certainly does the job, and everything is automated to a point where I still need to put some metallum in here, which I can easily do, by the way, guys. Every time that I mine, every time that I smelt up those clusters, I get some iron nuggets, and that is 1 metallum per piece. So that's pretty awesome. Slap that into there, and that will go ahead and start filling this up. And that will give us a full jar eventually. I will start getting full jars of this, and all the rest will just go ahead and get voided. So that's a way of getting metallum really, really easily. A way of getting ore, though, people have been telling me, is chiseled stone bricks, which you can get through Botania. However, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it a different way, because Botania, it's a little bit of a pain in the backside, because I'm going to have to keep going out and making these chiseled stone bricks. Anyway, guys, please keep your suggestions coming. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please go ahead and leave a like. It really would mean a lot to me, guys, and you know, it would tell me that you're still enjoying this series. I feel like I'm actually starting to get somewhere with Thaumcraft now, especially with this kind of setup. So yes, until next time, I've been the Top Man. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, stay safe.